Hello world, if you had to choose the main theme of what you write and teach, it could be the need for greater understanding. Without understanding, there's no accurate information, there is no wisdom or trained conscious or accountability. Our mind is afraid of what it doesn't understand because when we are uncertain, our mind is not able to predict what will happen, and this creates a sense of urgency, fear, and anxiety for us, which then lead to either avoidance or aggression. This is why people fight and argue, and what is creating the chaotic and nervous energy that we all now live in. To truly understand anyone, we have to be able to look past what seems to be the problem on the surface and the negative emotional reaction to understand what the real need or threat is to a person. Once we understand the needs and fears of someone else, we are able to look past what seems to be the problem on the surface and the negative emotional reaction to understand what the real need or threat is to a person. Once we understand the needs and fears of someone else, we are able to then relate to them in a way that we are not able to before. We become drawn to them by what is similar instead of what is different, and this creates common ground, empathy, and the desire to want to help. The more that we are able to understand others, the greater our passion and desire to help becomes. We will all need understanding and help if we want to survive, connect, and feel safe. By Joel Clemons. This time, Anna attended the fashion event of luxury brand Marcaine. On her post, she captioned it with, "I have been told I'm too stubborn, too wild for the road I'm on, but every scar and every subtle made me the one I have become. I can take your rules, your change, your doubt. I'm done trying to twist myself inside out. This heart beats loud, it won't play small, and I'm standing proud through it all. Ain't got no damn apologies left in me. I have said my sorries. Now I'm finally free. I have walked through the fire and came out clean. What you see is what I have always be. And I'm free, proud and strong, staying true to myself. Ain't nothing wrong. If my truth don't fit your song, just let it be. 'Cause there ain't no apologies left in me." As she remind us, let the F in February stands for fresh start, faith, focus, fearless, and finding yourself. On Anna's story, she said to us,
It's been a while, and I wanted to show up for you a little bit, my beloved people. First of all, what I want to say is that the new episode of P.S. I Love You is out with the beautiful Polish actress, which has her own wisdom, and I admire her a lot. And I will be so open to say that it's worth watching. So here I have the link for the YouTube. And second, what I wanted to tell you is that very important in our life is our body. And every single day, our body giving us the signs. And the thing is to be aware of those signs. I wasn't. And it was a perfect moment. And as I said, I wasn't. Nothing, of course, happened to me. Everything is okay, but I'm taking it from that kind of even spiritual stuff. That it's important to be aware of yourself and don't fuck with yourself. Don't fuck with your body. Don't fuck around. Just hear and listen. Because awareness is very important in our lives, right? And today I have another beautiful conversation with very strong women. And I think that body for her is a huge symbol in my way of thinking. Can't wait.
On the recent post of Ama, she captioned it with, "Authenticity has its own quiet pull. It doesn't chase, it simply attracts. So take gentle cares of your mind because it's not just where you think, it's where you live. Stay real, stay tender with yourself. Oh yeah, Ama, as she tell us, your mind is your home. Please take care of it." Speak positive words into your life every single morning. Think big. Think healing. Think success. Think happiness. Think with a growth mindset. Always start the day with positive energy. You deserve it. Weh, Ama, how true it was that you fail as a Disney princess, that you are a witch now. Simone is the new face of Divini Switzerland. Luxury is not a choice. It's an experience. Presence is the signature as Divini equals noble presence multiplied to Simone. Divini Switzerland is a luxury perfume brand offering unique high-quality fragrance creation designed to leave a lasting noble presence. Positioned as more than just a scent, their product focus on creating an emotional invisible signature or invisible footprint for the bearer. Their offerings include products like Noble Presence, focusing on creating a luminous, intimate, and artistic divine experience. The brand focuses on the philosophy that luxury is not a choice, it's an experience, aiming to provide sophisticated scents. While the name is similar to other fragrance brands like Divine or Divine, part by Nome Paris Divini Switzerland appears to be a specific regional luxury house with a focus on personal noble expression. There are other brands with similar names such as Divine in Paris, Divine Scent in India, and Divina Terra in Italy, but the Swiss-based entity focus on noble presence. From the campaign ad of Divini, it said that the success is start the moment negotiating from yourself. No more tomorrow, no more one day. The decision you make is bought for the future you want. Presence comes from who you are, not needing validation for it, and that is why when you finally speak, everyone listen. Presence is that something you show, it's something you carry. Noble, good presence by Divini. As to the story of Michele from the platform News of Taxi Drivers Italy, it explains that on Prime Video, a journey through possessions, parallel dimensions, and tested family bonds, an apocalyptic and supernatural thriller in which Michele embodies the dark side of boundless fear. At night, a man runs through a narrow alley, engulfed by shadow. His breath is raging, his heart pounding. Fear guns at his gaze. He's caught, struck, and left on the asphalt. As life seems to slip away from him, something ancient and inhuman creep into his body, awakening a force not of the living. It is in this moment, suspended between death and rebirth, that the nightmare of Home Sweet Home rebirth takes shape, a collective catastrophe where the line between normality and madness dissolves. Based on the Thai horror video game of the same name, the film directed by Stephen Hawker and Alexander Kissel with Michele Morone, William Mosley, and Urasawa Spurband declares from the first images its vocation for darkness and visionary excess. Jake, an American police officer on vacation with his family, finds himself in a wrong place at the wrong time. A massacre at a shopping mall catapults him into a parallel world called the Hindrance, a hellish limbo suspended between life and death. Darcy discovered that the powerful demonic entity, the Oculus Mech, has initiated a ritual capable of opening the gates of hell. With the help of a mysterious novice monk, Jake must race against time to save his family, stop the apocalypse, and close the gates of the unknown. Home Sweet Home Rebirth gradually abandons the intimate dimension to embrace a broader, almost epic spectacle. This is not a minimalist horror film but an apocalyptic tale that blends possession, action, and Eastern mythology. Streets overrun by the possessed, buildings transform into a battlefield, and raids create a powerful imaginary, often closer to dark fantasy than traditional horror. Hawker and Kissel direction emphasizes a brisk pace and ambitious tugging. The camera work is dynamic at times, frenetic, and aims to immerse the viewer in a conscious flow of images, sounds, and moving bones. This approach makes the film visually engaging, but it also carries a risk at times. Spectacles takes precedence over narrative construction, sacrificing psychological depth and coherence. Michele Morrone is unadapted, the most impactful presence. His mech isn't a simple antagonist, but a charismatic, ambiguous figure, pervaded a constant tension between power and fragility. The actor creates an enigmatic and disturbing villain by working extensively on his body and gaze, managing to make the character magnetic even in the less developed passages of the script. William Moseley in the role of Jake embodies the archetype of the reluctant hero but remains trapped in a script that prioritizes action over emotional complexity. Urasaya Spurban's perform is more compelling, bringing a more intimate and vulnerable dimension to the film, especially in moments tied to the fear of losing one's family. The screenplay is probably the film's weakest element, rich in insight and suggestion. It tends to over-explain, often relying on dialogues to clarify dynamic that cinema should suggest through its stagging. This results in an uneven flow in which highly effective sequences alternate with role didactic and less inspired moments. However, when the film finds the right balance between vision, pacing, and atmosphere, it manages to express its potential. The forays in the afterlife, the mass scenes, and the final confrontation convey a genuine scene of menace and loss, suggesting that the horror isn't just external, but it also stems from the character's deepest fears. Home Sweet Home Rebirth is an imperfect but ambitious work, one that prefers to take risks rather than stay within the genre comfort zone, and when it works, it can be powerful, evocative, and visually memorable. It's a horror film that focuses more on experience than formal perfection, inviting the viewer to lose themselves in chaos, darkness, and cracks of the human soul. An uneven yet sincere journey that leaves more questions than answers. And perhaps precisely for this reason, it continues to resonate even after the final shot. Guys, you should not have to miss to watch this unforgettable scene from People News that they have this exclusive deleted scene from the Housemaid movie that you didn't see in theaters, and its setup Sydney Sweeney sequel with Michele. As the news emphasizes that Sydney Sweeney and Michele Morrone share a fruitful interaction in the deleted scene from The Housemaid. The pair, who are set to reunite as Millie and Enzo in the upcoming sequel movie, stars in never-before-seen sequence shared exclusive with People. Director Paul Feig told People in December about why the scene was cut from the final, which also stars Amanda Seyfried and Brandon Sklenar. When you are putting a movie together and you are doing your best screening, you find out there's certain moments when people want to be with one character and people want to be with other characters, he explained. That was the only scene we had to lose. But if there's another film, it probably will come back in a sequel if that happens, if people go to the movies and make this happen, added Feig. The Housemaid has since proven to be a hit at the box office, earning over $300 million worldwide, becoming the highest-grossing film of both Sydney and Paul's careers. Lionsgate announced January 6 that production on The Housemaid's Secret, an adaptation of author Frida McFadden's 2023 sequel novel, will begin in 2026. Prior to that confirmation, Sydney told People in December that she would love to reprise her role in a more movie. I was a huge fan of the books, so I would be just as happy as everyone else being able to see more housemaids come to life and getting to explore more of Millie. She is spicy. She's a fighter, she knows what she believes in and she stand up for it. I love characters like that, Sydney added. I love seeing movies that have just fully embraced female rage. Let's all watch the movies of Michele, guys. Don't forget it.
I'm glad to see that you're okay.
No, thanks to you. You knew everything, didn't you?
Yeah. Sorry, I made a promise to Nina. Yeah, I had to keep my word.
And now?
She'll be fine. Really, it's good that he's gone. You know that.
And what about you? What happens to you?
I'll always be around, creeping around. Take care, Millie.
Thank you for watching my video today. Comment your reaction below. Don't forget to click the like button, share this video to others, and please subscribe on my channel. Day 38 of the 365 days of 2026. A message to all. There is a fluency when speaking love and truth about someone. It's effortless and flows within conflict and comes from heartfelt feelings and positive emotional memory. When a person truly loves you, their words match the emotions that they are displaying, and you felt it, you believe them. The way that you talk about someone or the way that you don't talk about them is because of the way that you really feels about them. When we are happy, we want to share what's making us happy, and feeling love make us happy. It's food to our soul. You protect what you love, whether it's with your body, your heart, or with your words. Laying next to someone who loves you and makes you feel wanted is literally healing to your mind and body. Feeling wanted gives us meaning, connection, and purpose. And that's something that we all need in order to be happy. If you truly want someone to feel love, go the extra mile to make them feel wanted, seen, and loved for who they are. Love is completeness. Real love is sharing all of you with all of them, and it bringing you both peace and comfort, and that's the key to enjoying the laughter together even more. By Joel Clemons.